Hi boys and girls, I'm Miss Lisa and we're here at Fayette County Public Library today with the Crafty Corner. Today we are staying with our fairy tale ideas and we are going to make fancy princesses and fancy tiaras that you can even wear. Now there's a lot of things that you are going to need for these crafts. So we're going to start off with our princesses, and you can see some of my examples over here that are already done. And what we're going to need are coffee filters. You just need 2 coffee filters, and you need 2 Chanel sticks, or people like to call them pipe cleaners. Now if you can use a fancy color, use a fancy color because it makes the princess look even more pretty. Alright, so then you need some scissors, and you need some markers, and you need a spray bottle of water. Alright, and remember boys and girls, if you don't have these materials at home, you can call the library and I have a packet ready for you to pick up that you can make this craft at home by following these instructions today. You can either get it during curbside by just calling, or come in during our open hours and get a pack so you can make your own little fancy princesses. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is take our coffee filters and we're just going to lay them right on top of each other. Now you're going to want to protect your table, so I'm going to grab a paper towel and lay it down. And I'm going to lay my 2 coffee filters right on top of each other. Now I've made blue, purple, and pink princesses, but I haven't done any green ones. So I am going to take some green markers and I'm just going to marker the top coffee filter. And if you can make great big blobs of color, it sort of works the best. So I'm just going to make some big triangles around the sides. And I am going to stick with just the different colors of green. The more colors you put on here, it might look really pretty, but once we spray it and the colors start to blend together, the more colors you have, the more chance you're going to get a brown or a black when those colors all run together. So if you stick with one color family, say the different reds or the different purples, or like I'm trying to do today with different greens, it tends to look prettier. I mean, how many times have you seen a princess in a multicolored dress? Probably not too often. So I am going to add some squiggles here along the edge, because I think that makes it look really pretty and fancy, like a princess gown. And I'm going to just add a little yellow because green and yellow just blend really well together. So we're going to put some yellow around the outside edge, and then we're going to spray it. It's important to leave both coffee filters on top of each other. Actually, I've got some empty space here. I'm going to fill in the green. So this is going to make a very beautiful princess gown. Alright, so once you've got your colors, you're going to want to take just a little garden spray bottle filled with just plain water, and we're just going to spray it just enough to make it wet to make those colors run together. Alright, once that is done, you're just going to leave it that way and let it dry. So for today, we're just going to set that off to the side and let it dry for a little bit. And we'll come back to that project. Alright, so we need to let that dry before we put our princess together. Our tiara is made of a cardstock band, which is, I have it 24 inches, which is way bigger than anyone's head, but that gives you the ability to get it exactly to your size. So you just need to take some cardstock and cut 2 1-inch bands and glue them together, and that gives you the base of your tiara. The other thing you need are some doilies. And again, this is probably not an item that you have at your home, and I have a packet ready for you to pick up here at the library so you can make this at home. Alright, and again, you're going to want to protect your table surface, so I'm going to lay down a paper towel here, and I'm going to put my doilies here. Now you're going to want to fold your doilies in half so there's a crease in the middle, because you only have to color 1/2 of the doily. You do not have to color all of it. So if you go ahead and crease all of your doilies and open them back up, Now you're going to need to have your watercolors. And again, just like I said before, when you use colors, try to stick with one color family. On this tiara that I've already made, I did some greens and blues. So today I think I want to paint purples. So remember, with watercolors, you need to get the little areas wet. Okay. And you're just going to want to paint, actually on this side here, 1/2 of your doily. You don't have to paint it all. Okay, so I'm just going to put some beautiful purple here. Let's get a little bit of this shade. Ooh, isn't that pretty? That's sort of a magenta. That's going to make this tiara just gorgeous. Okay, try to take big brush strokes all the way across. And, you know, whatever colors you like. There's some darker purple maybe at the top, maybe a little darker purple at the bottom, more of that magenta in the middle. There, I'm going to leave that one that way. And we need to color the two little ones, and they can be sort of the same or different. It's up to you. But I really love purple, so I'm going to make it sort of the same colors here. And again, you only need to do 1/2 of the doily. Alright, one more to go. You need 2 little doilies and 1 big one in order to make your tiara today. Okay, look at that. Combining these 3 purple doilies will make a beautiful tiara. Okay. And again, it's too wet to use right away. So you need to set your doilies off to the side somewhere so they can dry, and then we will put it all together. So we're going to set that off to the side, and I am going to grab my green coffee filters that we made earlier and my 2 green pipe cleaners. And what we have to do is fold your coffee filter in half and then in half again. So on one of your coffee filters, you want to just cut a teeny little bit off the top. Not very much at all, because you don't want it to rip. And so that's on one of them. So you have this little tiny hole. That's where the head of the princess is going to go through. I'm sorry, actually the legs. So we're going to actually fold the other one the same way. And on this time, you're going to just snip the top again, and then do 2 little, just a tiny little snip there, and a tiny little snip here. This is going to be the head, and then that's where the arms are going to go through. Alright, so let's make our princess. We're going to take our pipe cleaner, I'm going to fold it in half, and just twist the top so that you have a little loop. You're going to want to just twist it a little bit so that it holds. So that's going to be the head of the princess. The other pipe cleaner, you're going to want to have about 2.5 to 3 inches. Her arms are not 6 inches long, so don't go there. Okay, so about 2.5 inches, and then with this other part of the pipe cleaner, you're going to want to wrap it around and around and around and around. You need to have a sort of a bump there for her body for the pipe, or for the coffee filter to stay on. So, and again, look at that. It's way too long. She's uneven, so we're just going to snip that part off, and so we have her arms. All right, so we're going to put the bottom coffee filter on her first. So we're going to need to put her legs together and find the coffee filter where you have just the hole. You're going to put her little legs in there. You're going to slide it up, and she opens up, and it stays on. The other coffee filter, I'm going to have to put her arms up, so it's like dressing a Barbie doll. I'm going to stick her head in that one, in the big hole that we made. And then her arms go in those 2 little slots that we made. You find the other little slot? There we go. And we just carefully put that down on her. Now you can make her arms do whatever you want. Okay, she can pretend she's dancing. Now you can scrunch up the dress and then undo it again so that she has some ruffles. Now her legs are going to be too long the way it is. She doesn't stand usually really well unless the legs are just a little bit shorter than the paper. So we're going to cut off just a little bit of both of her legs, and she should stand just so pretty. And I can stick her over here with the other princesses. Now you'll notice, oops, not quite. Takes sometimes some maneuvering to get her feet just right. All right, there she is. All right, and you'll notice the backdrop I made here. This is a castle with a handprint. We're not gonna make that today, but if you paint your hand, put it on a piece of paper, you can make a little backdrop for your princesses if you would like. She's still not standing real straight. Not sure what's wrong with her today, but there we go. All right, now we gotta go back to the tiara. Remember that you have a 24-inch band, and then all we have to do is take our doilies, that should be dry now, and we're gonna take our big one and stick it right in the middle, and we're gonna put the band right where that crease is, and then we'll fold it up. So we need to have some glue. And remember, boys and girls, I've said this every crafty corner, you just need to scribble that glue on there. You don't want big glumps, especially since these doilies have holes in them. You don't want that glue spoiling your beautiful color that you just painted. Okay, so there's the one, and the first one is right in the middle. And we're going to take our two little ones and put it on either side of our big doily. So we'll stick it here. You're going to want it to come in just a little bit. And we're going to have this one come in about an inch into the main part of the doilies. And we have that crease where we folded it. And then we just need to glue it down. Glue a little bit of scribble, just enough to hold it in place. And again on this side. If you have some music in the background, sometimes it helps you to make a craft. There we go. All right. Then you're basically done, and you just need to figure out where your child's head is and glue it down, or you can tape it or staple it, whatever you would like, and then you have a beautiful Princess Tiara. All right, boys and girls, today we made princesses and doily tiaras. And like I said, again, please call the library and come get your own packet, and you can make these at home. I hope you've enjoyed this craft today. This has been the Crafty Corner, and I'm Miss Lisa at the Fayette County Public Library. See you again next Wednesday at 2.